where it's coming from, but I don't know where it came from because I never ever said to him, Nikki, I like you.
Chinwe, first of all, you said Handy likes my personality.
Handy, but you also said Handy is sexy.
Sexy.
And so every season of the Bbnaija reunion show, towards the end or at the end, there is always a goal to the show, and that is to try and mend whatever has been torn, broken, and anyhow it has gone through. It was not something that happened for many years that kept lingering. So there's this sense of it can be fixed, and that's what Ebuka tried to do tonight. I'm going to go through it accordingly, I guess. We got to see a moment where Ebuka was asking, where did the confusion of the Handy and Mickey come from? And Mickey said that it was through Chizoba. Chizoba told him that Handy found him interesting and might probably like him, and then that was what made him think what he felt and said what he said, or even made the moves he made. And here was Chizoba saying, you basically told me that Handy was effing sexy. You said this not once, not twice, not 3 times. We had spoken multiple times, and you made that known. And here was Mickey defending. He said he never said that. He was like getting agitated and angry towards Chizoba, saying he never said that. And it's not like that, because let's be honest, we noticed where consecutively multiple times he would say that he's very sure that Handy was into him, that Handy has fallen for him. And here was Handy responding, saying that I really don't know where this is coming from, because I never told Mickey that I was into him or I wanted him or I liked him. It's just maybe he's just clouded in his mind by his own thoughts. I'm like, oops, under the bus.
So she played a game, right? And it rubbed off on people the wrong way and some the right way. All this name calling after 1 year, to me, it doesn't make sense, to be honest.
Moving on from that, there was something very profound that somebody said, and I really liked that, and that was Chizoba. Chizoba made this statement, and I'm going to put it for every housemate here. She was like, when it comes to her sister, Onyeka, that Onyeka played the game and it rubbed off to many people the wrong way, and it rubbed off to other people the right way. They might have had conflict. Other housemates would have had conflict between each other, and it happens because generally for every reaction or for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. But then her point of concern is the fact that all this name calling, people call each other names, is very pointless. It's just very senseless from every end. We then got to see where Ebuka spoke to Toby Ford, that he had sworn that if he comes out of the house and discovered that Kassia, something was going on like marriage or relationship, he would never talk to her anymore. So what is going on now? How are they? And he's like, you know what, we're cordial. We say hi when we say hi, but that was it. Now me go carry myself, go like, now me go carry myself, go love, now me go carry myself, put head. To them, it was a game, but to many of us in this house, it was real. We were living our truth. Our likenesses, our everything was genuine. I don't hate her, but it is what it is. I started feeling bad for him at a point because honestly, it can be painful. It can be crazy. But then again, it is what it is. We also got to see the relationship of Anita and Tofa, and Ebuka asked, when it comes to relationship, what is it with them? She said, well, it is what it is. They are not together, they're not dating. They were friends, they got close. After they left the house, they drifted apart. Maybe it was not meant to be, and it is what it is. When Tofa was asked the question, he agreed with what she said, that it was literally the same thing. It is what it is, basically. It didn't happen, they didn't navigate towards that line, and they're both okay with it.
You said you would never talk to her if you find out.
It was a game to them, but for us in the house, it was real.
You don't want to marry her again? Because you were telling the sister about how you want to bring palm wine and says,
are we in maybe an official relationship?
Yeah. No, we are not.
It's good, the run is course, but it just didn't get there outside of the house.
And then we got to talk about the Wani and Sean's relationship. What is it about? Ebuka was like, you guys had one of the strongest relationships in the season. probably the strongest, and in many seasons compared, like literally you give one of the strongest energy when it comes to the ship thingy. And now it's seeming as though nothing's like, what happened from that point on? And she was like, oh, nothing really. That after they came out, they had, everybody needed to push their brand, and she felt like she needed to give Shaun his space to do his thing. And from then on, it just started slipping away and they moved apart. And then Ebuka is like, you said nothing really, but then aside the do your brand and everything, we've seen around two weddings come out of the Big Brother show. Why couldn't you both juggle your personal life and stuff? And then she was like, well, from my end, it was not like that. I could handle it, I could do that, but I felt I needed to give Shaun his space to do his stuff, because in the long run she noticed or felt that Shaun couldn't handle juggling with his personal life and then, relationship and stuff. And then when it was now time for, Shaun to respond, before Shaun responded, we noticed that Hande even contributed by saying, honestly, she actually saw it from the beginning that they were not going to last together, they're not going to be together. She just felt the both of them just needed to experience each other, enjoy the moment and move on from that. She had felt it from the onset in Big Brother show. And then of course Shaun responded saying that, well, he is not an expressive person, he is not a sweet smiled lovey-dovey person, and he noticed that Wanni is a lady that likes words of affirmation and all the narrative, so that was why he couldn't keep up, and that was why he was done with it. And of course Wanni added by saying she's an all-rounder, she can express the 5 love languages, she knows how to cook, to knack, and all the narratives. People were laughing and it was nice to see. But then again, let's just be honest, Shaun ended and completed it by saying they were not compatible, and that was why he was done. And it's just the truth, we saw this in the show. But then again, I'm glad that they still talk and they're in a good place.
Nothing really. We came out of the house, but I think Shaun needed to do his thing.
When Wanni likes hearing certain things, just as any other girl would like to hear, I'm not necessarily naturally inclined that way.
And then we got to see the issue between, Nelly and, Tofa. Ebuka asked if she felt like Tofa liked her. She just said, well, there was an energy, but nothing got deep from there. And, it is okay at what it was. And then Ebuka had to ask her, okay, so you and Suze, we saw that you guys sort of became even closer towards the end of the show and closer after the show, to the point that people were looking at it. It sounds like, was this a PR or something? What is it about that? And she responded saying that people thought it was fake. People thought they were going to end all the 9 yards that they were pretending. I mean, they went to vacation. I don't know whether it was Zanzibar or Seychelles or something. They did go on a vacation. And she responded saying that they were one of the best ships as far as she's concerned. But then again, it is a personal thing, it's a family thing. A lot of things happened that just, made them drift apart when it comes to the sense of intimacy and love and relationship that it was supposed to be. But then again, they're very cool, and something might kick off again, that they were even close and dating till like 1-2 months ago. That is this year. They dated for almost a whole year, to mark the anniversary of their own season. Suge responded saying that he had made it clear to her from the onset that he wanted something that would stand the test of time. But then again, they had to come to a compromise of working on a neutral ground, building their communication and other things better than just jumping into the sense of till death do us part, and then on the long run they get to end up hurting each other. That was what he didn't want to happen.
We were together up until like a month ago.
Yes. Say between us, like one of the perfect relationships.
We saw you want to build a relationship with her that will last the test of time. Better we just start working towards a more neutral ground that ends up hurting both of us.
And then Ebuka moved to Wanni and Onyeka, trying his best to see if he could sort it out and see if these girls will come to a compromise and be friends again. He asked Wanni, okay, so what is it? What happened? Is it something you guys can fix? She responded saying she really liked Onyeka, and she's one that will be directed to anybody, both male and female, if she has a certain vibe about you or have a certain perception about something relating to you. But then with Onyeka, she got a pushback, and she just feels that they have their differences and they've not gotten to the point of compromise to talk and fix it. And then of course asking Onyeka like, what's up, she said that her concern or her pain is this: why did you sort of make a certain statement but could not tell me directly if you keep claiming that you're a girl's girl? You said that Ozzy liked Victoria but finds me, knackable. Why couldn't you tell me, since you had said earlier that when it comes to what you feel about, you will say it to that person? And these girls started having at it again, back and forth with Wani saying that, why should I tell you? Why should I tell you? I did not slut shame you. I just always said what I felt, as per that he might just use you while he will stick to the other person. And Onyeka was arguing that, yes, you felt like that. What is paining me is that you could not tell me this one, but you keep claiming that if you have a certain perception or feeling about anything, you would say it. But why didn't you tell me this one? These girls are going at it so much so that at the end, Ebuka asked them, so what is it going to be? Wani said it is done, they can't be close. And Onyeka said it is done, they can't be close. That later even check and go and follow Wani and all that. It was just sad to see. They moved on to Kassia and Onyeka, and it was almost the same thing with Wani and Onyeka. They could not settle. According to Kassia, yes, she has said what he said about Onyeka when it comes to, Onyeka said she wants to be in everybody's business. That's her game plan. And then with my own perception, I said things that were probably wrong, and I apologized to Onyeka. But then me now saying that, I was now talking to her about my husband's birthday, and she was talking about how she did like this, she should do that, she didn't do this, only for her to start teaching the housemates or what to do for her husband. And then Onyeka was giving facial expressions, and Onyeka was like, I just didn't want to sing. I told you that I was going to support you to make your husband's day very memorable and nice, but I didn't want to sing. It's not my thing. How is that a wrong thing to do? And Kassia said that Onyeka is someone she can't trust. Onyeka said Kassia lies and lied against her, and so that is it that they can't settle. It was just sad to see that, being that these three ladies who are strong and could make a beautiful friendship ended up not being friends at all.
So to be honest, I liked her. I told her so many times in the house that I liked her. With my feelings for people, I'm very direct. I got this pushback.
The way you're claiming you told me everything, because that's what started this thing.
That I told you everything.
You said it here that she told everything she had in mind. She told me. Why didn't you tell me this one?
This is done. Onyeka, this is done.
It's done. And I was genuinely sorry when I apologized to her.
Yes, because
Ebuka,
she came to apologize to me. Next thing, Big is showing me a clip of her saying she wants me to be in the house so that I will see.
And for the parts that got me smiling and enjoying the show even more tonight on this finale is when Ebuka spoke to the aces, the boys, Tofa and Suj, and he asked, okay, so what is it going to be, your friendship? Tofa responded saying that he knows that their issue is very, very dog on ego, but then he's very open to them having a talk and trying to settle whatever differences that they have. And then we heard Suj agreeing to that, saying that because of the friendship they had before the show, because of his personality and the examples he's trying to set for other housemates that will come after him, he's also willing to have a talk, settle, and see if they can move past it. It was really nice. I really, really enjoyed that. We moved on from that to Ebuka talking about Nelly and Chinwe, if they are going to settle their issue. And Nelly was like, she really does not hate Chinwe, and she's good. They will talk and everything. He asked Chinwe said yes, of course, that they are good and they talk, and she really loves whatever they are going to build from there. And then these two girls came and hugged and kissed. I was just smiling from ear to ear. The same question was asked to what's her name, to Nelly and Kassia. Nelly says she's cool with Kassia. It is what it is. Whatever happened was where it happened. Kassia responded saying that whatever issue they had is in the past and she felt it's something you can move on from. She doesn't have anything against Nelly, and that's how they both settled. So it was really, really beautiful to see. At least it made me smile too.
There's an ego thing. Maybe at some point we'll have a sit down. I'm willing.
For the sake of the relationship that we had before, I don't have a problem with speaking, like to try and sort it out.
You and Chinwe?
Yeah, we're cool.
You're cool now. The apology was accepted?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And whatever happened between the both of us, I think it wasn't that deep.
So you're cool, you're cool. Do we need a...
And then we got around the show with, Ebuka asking, is there anybody else that wants to say something? And then, of course, Chinwe said that she felt she was largely misunderstood based off of how she reacts and handles things, but that's not her intention. And right now, she really appreciates everyone and whatever altercation she might have had with anybody. Since they squashed it, it is done and bygone. She really would like that everybody gives her a chance to experience the kind of person she is. I like that was her indirectly apologizing to anybody and everybody she might have had issues with. That was her fault. And then Ebuka was like, he hopes that whatever it is, however the show had experimented with them as a people, that those at home as fans would cut them a slack and stop the dragging and the insulting and belittling, and that if the housemates could move past it and realize that they're all humans and life has to move on from just a 1-year experiment, you shouldn't be holding grudges, hatred and all the naiads. I really enjoyed how this finale ended and I can't wait for season 10 to start.
I feel like I was largely misunderstood based off how outspoken. Just really like to say that it's been a pleasure meeting everybody here. Whatever altercation, the moment we go at it and squash it, it dies down. From me, it's never that deep for me. And it would be nice if people gave me a chance to get to know me.